Hey everyone, it's Joe Cosentino. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Cosentino. Today I have my good friend and DJ Serg.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Anytime.
Yeah. How you doing? How's things?
Everything's good. Thank God.
Staying busy, I see.
Yeah.
See you all over social media now. You became like this big celebrity.
No, not me. I'm still the same guy from the neighborhood.
So tell everyone just a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, where you're from. Obviously, you're a Bronx guy like me.
Originally from the Bronx. I live up in Westchester now, but originally from Arthur Avenue.
And you were born there?
Yeah.
And you were raised there?
Yep.
And how old were you when you started like getting into DJing?
The music stuff?
Yeah.
9.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
10, almost 10, yeah.
And you were just kind of DJing on the block, right?
That's it. Playing
block
around.
parties.
Yeah, a couple
4th
of
of
like,
July.
small things. Exactly.
Yeah. And what about your family? Where are they from?
What do you mean, Italy?
You guys come from Italy.
Yeah. Grease balls, right off the boat.
And they moved.
Abruzzo, and then they came here.
Yeah,
gave us a better life,
That's it, yeah. And where'd you go to school?
I went to Mount Carmel in the Bronx, Catholic school, then Salesian High School,
Nice.
New Rochelle.
So you got to meet people from Westchester.
Exactly. And then music school in the city.
Where'd you go to school?
Institute of Audio Research.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a degree in producing and all the engineering, all
Wow,
that stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you went to college, see?
Yeah, not college, but music college.
Music college,
Yeah.
So take us a little bit, let's go back to when we were in our 20s and we started like going out, and I always remember bringing you, because you're a little younger than me.
A little younger,
and we went to the Hamptons, and I said,
Exactly.
Serg, let's throw a party in the Hamptons, right? And there was no promotions.
There was nothing. We put up a sign, remember? It said, party over here. It was funny. And then I brought all the equipment. Remember, we set it up. It was like an outdoor nightclub. Remember, then the cops came, oh, your decimal meters. Remember how loud it was?
So that was great. So how old were you then?
So I think I was like 13 then, 14. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
How did you take it, like, all right, from part-time and fun and, DJing high school dance or something? What was like the breakthrough moment where you said, I got to make this a business? Is it when you opened up here in the Bronx on Williamsbridge Road?
What happened was I tried to bring a different element to like the music and the DJing and stuff. So where people started, I created a want for it, like we were doing more like clubs and stuff like that, but we were bringing the cool stuff to like private parties.
Right.
So that's what people wanted. They wanted to get away from the cheesy side of the way people used to do it.
Yeah.
And make it more cool and stuff like when we did, like
My wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was over 20 years ago. And
we made that crossover where people used to always book bands, then they started using DJs. I was the one who broke that barrier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was like a club. My wedding was like an after hours.
Awesome. It was great. It was great.
And then I made them stay open even later.
It's crazy.
But do people still do that? Like I see you DJ a lot of weddings.
Yeah, we're doing that. Now they'll do like an after party, sometimes in a different room. We'll have that all set up like a nightclub. We'll do furniture. We'll do high tables. We'll do lighting, everything.
And I see you do a lot of parties, a lot of...
Yeah.
You'll do restaurants now.
Exactly.
There's no more big club.
No, there's not really that
like
many. I just played in Atlantic City. We did a big event with Cascada out there, and that was awesome. Yeah, that was great.
That's probably about the only place you could go, or
exactly.
Florida or Vegas, really.
Exactly. So that was a big event. We did like 3,500 people at that one, so it was awesome. But we're doing like, a lot of parties, a lot of restaurants, a lot of places, we're helping them out. They're helping us out.
Sure. And you're big on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, you put everything on.
Exactly.
I always watch your stuff. And
Thanks.
I
Same
try
with
to
yours.
comment, yeah.
Yeah,
And you're
no, same
live,
with
you know,
yours.
you do, even during COVID when we couldn't go out,
Remember?
you were doing
We
a
were mixing
live,
that, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
we were
Until
just-
until they stopped it for copyright and music and stuff.
Yeah.
But people were watching the lives. It was crazy.
Sure, sure. So much has changed in the business and the
Oh,
music.
forget it.
I mean,
100%.
there's no more CDs. You don't go to a store. We had
No.
records and stuff.
Everything is digital, and now I even have like my own app where it's you go in the app store and download it. It's free. I pay for it. It's DJ Serg NYC, and you could download it, and you get all mixes on there. We got new stuff, old stuff. I got old school stuff from back in the day. I have some mixes of my son also, who's doing like some of the DJing and the production.
And your son's in the business. You brought him in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's doing that. He's going to college. But he's doing more of the production. He likes like guys like, you know, look the way Avicii was, all these big DJs and stuff.
Yeah, it changed. So I mean, now
Yeah.
everyone, all you do is you hear about DJs. You don't even really hear about the artists. anymore.
Exactly.
It's crazy,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, DJ became the artist. You know, there's a lot of people don't know, like, DJing is like playing an instrument. You are an artist. You're mixing. You're doing things on measure. You know, the same way. Like my turntables, my equipment is my instrument.
And you
know
need
what
an
I mean?
engineering degree to figure this stuff out.
Exactly. Some of this
today.
stuff is crazy.
It's
Exactly.
crazy. I look at your equipment now from when we had two Technique
Remember
1200s and a mixer.
Exactly.
And some EVs.
And we did wonders with that. Now it's like
I know.
you got a lot more advanced,
Computer,
you know, a little bit more quicker.
Obviously, you a lot of stuff's on the computer.
Yeah.
Do you still obviously use records?
Yeah, here and there. We're doing some special events
some
that we're putting
vinyl.
together now, like vinyl classics that we're gonna do.
How about
Where we
old
bring, like, the
records? Have you
turntables.
still-
Yeah, I
is-
still
is there
collect
places
too.
to still go get these old?
Yeah, actually, records went up in sales like the last couple of years. Like Morgan Wallen, all the big artists are pressing records also. They're real expensive, but they're doing
It's
it.
people like that.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
love to.
I got a turntable.
I wish I had
in
still had my
in my
old
living room where I'll just put on, you know, like records and just listen.
Wow. Now, when you're not working, obviously you're working all the time.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I see you work pretty much 7 days a week, like me.
Yeah.
You know, real estate is.
Always
People say,
going.
"Well, when do you take off?" It's
Never.
No, my phone's always on, and I'm
You're
always
always ready
doing
to work.
something. You know, sometimes people call me in the middle of the
Just ask you like me.
afternoon.
I'll ask you a random question. Hey Joe, what do I do with this property? Joe, what do I do?
I'm
Do I
looking at
sell?
it,
No, hold it. Don't sell it yet. Wait.
Should I develop it? Should
Exactly.
I got this land.
You want to
What
go
do I-
partners? Let's build.
It's the par for the course. It's our
Exactly.
business mentality.
Exactly. We're always going. You know why? Because guys like me, we came from nothing. You know what I mean? So we're always grinding.
We're always hustling and grinding, and you don't want to say no to people either.
Never.
Right.
Never.
So I know people sometimes they
say
want you
no?
at every party.
Yeah.
And you obviously you can't be.
Yeah.
So you took
So
this
you
from
try.
a little DJing thing to a business.
Exactly.
Now you have multiple weddings going on, and you
Exactly.
got clubs, and you're in this place, in this venue,
Yeah.
and how
And I
you gonna get?
Got a good crew of guys that help out too. You try to surround yourself with good people, good workers.
I know
you
most of your guys; they're all great,
Yeah.
and you taught them well.
Yeah, thank God.
And you have a good teaching mentality.
Yeah,
like you
you
don't
got
hold your secrets
No.
in.
Some of them I hold.
Some of them.
Nah.
I know you share a lot.
Exactly.
You do. Anyone who's open, I always say, talk to Serg, and if
Exactly.
you want to get in this business,
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
the guy you should talk to.
Made so many people do
And
this.
you started these younger kids actually have their own businesses
Exactly,
now. I've
exactly.
seen and
Put 'em out.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
And some of them have even grown, like, blew up.
Exactly.
And social
Exactly.
media,
Yeah.
because that's that age group.
Yep. We did it when there was nothing. You know,
Right. We
were
did it
printing
without
out flyers.
little
we
hand
were doing
cards and
It's amazing, man. What we,
we
did.
didn't even
And
have an
sometimes
internet.
We didn't know how
House
to get somewhere.
parties
There was
and
no
basements
I don't even know
and-
how we got places. There was no navigation.
no map,
there was
no
nothing.
Google, no.
Once in a while, then they would print out MapQuest. You'd have like 20 pages of things
Forget it.
to get to an event or
And going
somebody's
into
house.
clubs back then, it was, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Remember?
Yeah, we had some great times.
Oh,
great
it's
times.
unbelievable.
So what do you like to do for fun? Obviously,
For fun, the car thing.
You're
I
a
like
car
cars.
guy.
Yeah.
I see you were always working on your Alfa Romeo. And,
Yeah, little
what
Fiats,
else you like?
little
Fiats.
BMWs.
You're
Yeah, a
always
little bit of everything.
Tinkering around
all
and
the time.
that's
Because they're
your-
old cars and they always need something.
Yeah.
That's like my therapy.
That's your hobby.
Yeah.
I see it. It's good. I mean,
it's
whatever
cool.
you enjoy, and in
Exactly.
sports, how do you become? Tell everybody how
Oh,
you
God.
became a Mets fan.
I'm a Met fan. I know.
Growing up
Everybody
in
says you
Arthur
grew up on
Avenue.
Arthur Avenue, right by Yankee Stadium,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah.
And you became a Mets fan.
Because my cousins were from like Staten Island, and they had season tickets. They had money. We were broke, so they used to take us to the games. And hey, you want to come to the game? Yeah, we became Met fans.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Me, my
It's just
brother.
at least you're a New York fan.
Exactly.
Football will you know.
Oh, football.
That I'm not
Vikings.
going to let you
yeah,
off
but
the
there's a
hook.
lot of, believe it or not, there's a lot of Viking fans, Minnesota Viking fans in New York, because we go to the games, try to get there once or twice a year, and we have like a whole bunch, like a cult of all these guys that go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Their stadium's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sick.
Well, they got a beautiful dome.
Yeah, people are nice too.
Yeah.
There too.
Because I always, when I go to Giant games, I see a lot of
Yeah.
fans coming from other, but I very rarely do I see Vikings fans at
I know.
Giants
This year,
games.
finally, the Vikings, I think, are playing the Jets and the Giants, so
Yeah.
we might
You'll be
not
able
have to go all the way to
drop-
Minnesota.
take
We'll get
it's a
lucky
hike.
this year.
You've been doing this a long time. How do you stay relevant? How do you stay ahead of technology and keep your networking and your relationships going?
You got to always stay cutting edge. You got to do new things. You can't always keep doing the same stuff. You got to always stay
get
fresh.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, you got to, as far as equipment, like I just bought 20,000 worth of new laser lights that they use at all the concerts. You got to stay like on top of things. I was the first one to do the fireworks at the events, the weddings. All the DJs started copying it now, but I was the first one to do like the cold sparks when the bride and groom walk in, the first Sweet 16 when they do their grand entrance. You got to stay
very
on
visual.
point. Yeah, it's about the visuals. It's about the.
But you got to also have good music. You got to be a good
100%. You got to be on point. You got to practice your craft. You can never get enough practice. There's some DJs that could do 20 minutes. Put some DJs in a spot that they have to play 6, 7, 8 hours straight.
And keep the crowd happy and dancing.
They'll be lost.
I mean, I'll go to a wedding and no one's dancing.
Yeah,
It's like,
some of my friends will be like, how do you do it? You don't even move. You don't go get a drink. You don't go to the bathroom. When I'm in my zone, it's like I'm in my zone. That's it.
focused and the energy is
That's
just
it.
on.
It's just there. And there's a difference, like people see it, people hear it, people feel it. No, it's the best
So
when you
staying
transfer.
relevant with modern times,
Yeah.
music today.
Exactly.
but
You got to
also-
follow everything.
And you
gotta
bring
follow
back,
the trends.
I mean,
you gotta,
you're big at freestyle. You love freestyle.
yeah,
hip hop.
freestyle, the house music,
House
the
music.
dance music,
I mean,
the
you have it
hip-hop.
all.
See, one thing that always made me different was that I never locked myself into one genre. I always
You didn't just do hip hop.
No,
or
I was
rap.
able to do
You
everything
did
and do everything
You
great.
didn't just
There's
stick with freestyle.
not a lot of DJs that could do that
Yeah.
stuff.
You could bounce
like-
from house to rap to
exactly, and do it all
disco classics.
the same
and-
way people who are just specialty, in that area, do it.
Right.
Well,
you
I do it
you
all.
might not need to bring in 4 other house DJs.
No,
you could
not
pretty
at all.
much
I do
cover
it.
it yourself.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So how are you adapting to like the smaller wedding venues, or maybe people that are doing a destination?
Yeah,
we've been
that's
on
a good
couple
question.
of destination weddings
Yeah.
where you fly out. and
Exactly.
It's
I
a
did
smaller
bunch.
crowd. It's
Yeah.
not 400 people.
Yeah, sometimes they'll do those destination weddings. They're like 100 people, maybe tops, and you bring a different element to the game. You go with your craft, you go with what you play and stuff, and you try to do everything, to the likings of what you put yourself with the bride and groom, like in their shoes, what they like, and you build on that, because I could sit there and play whatever I want, but it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you got to incorporate what they want and take it to a different level.
And what
exactly.
their
Yeah, you
friends
can't force
and
anything.
family would want.
Exactly.
I mean, we're at you're at an Italian wedding. You got to play Italian music,
Exactly.
right?
You gotta do
Tarantella,
you gotta do all that stuff. That's it. Of course.
And if you're at a different an Albanian wedding or
100%,
something,
which
you
we do
gotta-
a lot of too.
Right.
Grew up with all these guys
Right,
too.
so you got to
that?
do some of their music and
Exactly.
incorporate some of that stuff in there as well.
Exactly. We're incorporating even some live instruments a lot of times.
Yeah, I see you doing that.
Percussionists, saxophone players, electric violinists. Stuff to keep it a little
you
more
gotta keep
cutting
modern,
edge.
keep
yeah,
up with
and
the
we
times.
practice. There's a lot of these guys don't practice. Like, you got to be tight. You can't bring in a drummer who's all over the road. He's got to be tight with you as a DJ. Like, even big DJs like DJ AM brought in like Travis Barker, to do like some drumming, and he was DJing. Like, they would practice. Like, we have practice sessions, to do it right. People don't think we do, but we do that stuff.
And you always
have
get
to.
there early. I know you're
Oh
always
yeah,
early
the
setting
equipment's
up
all
for
got to
sound
be.
checks.
Yeah, you got to make sure you check your outlets. You got to have backup equipment in case something goes wrong. People don't.
I mean, I've been at weddings
understand.
where they blew a circuit, a speaker, and now they don't even have another speaker.
We
and
go
it's
as
like,
far as even bringing a generator sometimes. One time we were doing a wedding in a yard, and it was the worst rainstorm. The power went out. I ran the whole tent. I kept the wedding going from my generator because I had a 6,000 watt generator. So it was enough for my equipment to run all the food, everything. I saved the lady's wedding. They couldn't believe it.
they're going to remember. That client will refer you to other
Exactly.
clients.
That's how it works. You know,
that's how we built our
networking.
businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both
and it's always
come
the
from
same people. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people try to like overcharge and get that client for one time and then that's it.
Yeah. There's no longevity.
No,
in that.
there's not. Slow and steady wins the
That's it.
race. You know,
We're
you gotta
building for
build
the
it that
future.
way. You do the wedding, you do the christening, you do the communions, you do the sweet 16s.
And then you get their
and
weddings.
then you get their
and
weddings.
then, it's a whole repeat
And it goes,
process.
that's it.
It's like when I sell a house, right?
Yeah.
And then usually it's a transactional.
100%.
And then you never see them again. But then here you come 20 years later and
Yeah.
say, oh, my daughter's buying a house. You helped us with
Yeah,
our
exactly.
house.
Can
We
you
want
use
you to
us?
help.
Yeah.
We want you to help.
Or
our daughter.
if you know, like a
Or
guy
the
like
cousin
me,
or
like
the
how
brother
many
or-
times people call me? Oh, I need something to Bronx. Oh yeah, call my friend Jojo. He's the man down there.
appreciate it.
Reno, perfect example. I'm like, he's like, I got to sell it. I said, go to Joe.
Yeah.
I said, he's the king down there.
I appreciate all the referrals.
Oh,
Thank
anytime,
you.
you know that. Anything I
this
could
is what
do,
business-
you always do.
Business
that
to
with
business
me.
referrals are always the best.
Golden.
Yeah. What kind of advice do you have for anyone just starting out or getting, maybe trying to take this DJing or entertainment into another level? Any advice?
Don't do it. No, no, it's a lot harder now. There's a lot of competition. You know, you got to stay up with all the trends. You got to stay fresh. You got to stay relevant. You got to do everything. You got to do the marketing. Now, it's not only about the DJ skill. It's about the marketing. It's about what you post. Everything, and you got to do everything the right way. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
got to
see
be
on social media, especially Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, every day I got a new DJ sending me some kind of
Mix,
flyer
this,
or
that,
we
yeah,
have a party
exactly.
here. I mean, how many parties could we really go to?
Exactly.
It's hard to hit them all.
Yeah. And you know what it is too, the younger generation don't go out. It's actually even like the older people are going out still more than the younger generations are so used to just swiping left, right for
Social,
whatever they do.
They lost that
Nah,
social.
remember we used to go
Going
out,
to a
we used to
bar,
like
going to a
dance,
club,
have a drink,
dance, and
laugh.
yeah, go out with your friends, you meet some
exactly.
girls, you all have a good time.
Yeah. And you know, the old school still think like that. The younger kids, I don't know. It's
Well,
like,
they haven't been exposed to it.
and you try to teach them, you try to bring them, like, you know, like sometimes I'll try to drag my son to like an event of like,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
all on
DJ.
their phones.
Exactly.
You
But
look
now
at them
even,
all and they're like-
but now some of these venues where they have like these big DJs come in and stuff, you know, nobody's dancing.
No.
Everybody's
They're-
like this
they're
with
like-
their
they're just
phone
too
and
busy filming.
taping and this and that. Not a lot of places are trying to tell them, you know, put your phone in the locker and
Focus
just
on having a
absorb
good
it.
time,
You know,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
that's really why we went out.
Could you imagine if there was phones and videos when all we had was Rafe with his video camera? Oh man.
Yeah, we had some crazy times, but
But imagine we had it like some of the. I wish we did have some of those
yeah,
memories,
just to
but
get
we
some,
haven't
like
mentally.
sometimes I'll see a video of like the
Yeah.
Sound Factory or something. I'm like, wow,
Exactly.
who brought a video camera
Back
into
then,
Sound
yeah,
Factory?
that's crazy.
But it's cool to see
I
that.
found some old footage from Act 3.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Oh,
A few other
wow,
guys
love to
are in
see
it.
that.
Yeah.
Even
I
the old
found some-
Polaroid pictures, I got a stack of them.
Yeah,
and I go through them
I
sometimes.
found some
I'm
stuff.
like,
I found
oh.
some old videos from like Cafe Dion when we used to
Wow.
do that play. It's crazy. See
Yeah,
everybody in
we
sweatsuits.
got to make some kind of video for that. That would
we
be
got to bring
great.
that back.
Yeah, we got to do that like at our next event or something.
Yeah,
Have like a
something like that.
montage.
Exactly, of all the old school stuff and all the old
That would be-
everybody who had big hair and
Yeah.
stuff like that back then.
So just tell us, you know, what are your dreams? What are you looking for? Like, where do you see DJ Serg Entertainment going for the future? Obviously, you're a young guy. You got plenty of career
Yeah,
left in
that's
you.
it. Exactly.
But like we were talking about before, with all this AI stuff coming in and
Yeah.
DJing and entertainment and, you know, everything is
Yeah,
just so
well, the technology definitely
technology.
took it to a different level. You know, even when you're creative. Because years ago, you used to have to do the things that you could do with your laptop, with your controller. You used to have 4 turntables, you used to have a mixer, you used to have a modified mixer just to do that stuff, to get these things going at the same time. That took a lot. You know, you put some of these young kids in front of that.
They have no idea what they're even looking at.
Exactly.
And then the beats, remember, we used to have to mark the records with the crayon.
Beat the records, yeah. 122, 124. I used to be able to tell the beat right on top of my head. My friends would be like, how the hell do you know how to do that? It used to be like, hold on, let me beat it. And then he used to beat it. He used to be like, you're right, 122.
Yeah, we came from a different era.
Secret like in my head.
But it made you sharper because you didn't have to rely on a computer.
Exactly.
Like a computer does everything.
No, exactly.
Now. You did it yourself. You were self-taught.
And even now, when I DJ, it's like the computer just holds the music, but everything is done by ear, on hands-on, the same way the old school way was.
Right. And it's obviously
Our
the
age
hip-hop.
we missed the computer age. It was like our school. I remember Salesian had one computer in the whole school when I was there.
Yeah,
It's
we just had gotten computers.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody learned. It was like even when I went to music school, everything was just starting to go digital, Pro Tools and stuff. I was editing on a reel-to-reel. Yeah. So we were editing on a reel-to-reel, and the teacher's like, all right, this is your final. You got to edit this ZZ Top interview, and the guy was stuttering like crazy, so I had to cut the stutter. I did it in like a minute. The teacher was like, well, how do you do that? I was like, with the razor blade, taping it up, putting it all back together. Yeah. They were like, oh my God, you're amazing. I said, I've been recording on this since I was 9 years old. I said, if I knew you were going to teach this, I wouldn't have came to the school.
I wouldn't have wasted my money.
You know, it's funny because even my friends that were like big DJs now, Boris, a few other guys, they couldn't get it. Like I took their final. I finished mine in 1 minute. They gave us an hour, and I was like, oh,
so you went to school, You went to school with a lot of these big DJs.
Yeah, Fat Man School. He was in Institute of Audio Research with me, Boris. A few other guys came
And
out.
do you see yourself making any new records like the Sicilians? I mean, it's a group I listen to
I'm
it
always
all the time.
dabbling
They have Angelo Venuto and productions.
Exactly. That went #1 all over. That's still going strong. That's like an
Do you
all-time
see that
classic.
there's a need for that in that?
Yeah, you know what it is? Production and stuff changed. Record labels, there's not many left. And what happens is the record labels want everything already done. They don't give you a bankroll or any kind of budget. They say, here's 20 grand, go make an album. No, those days are over. You got to have followers. You got to have likes. You got to have YouTube. You got to be a star on your own, and then maybe they'll take you on.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's totally different now.
Yeah, young people coming into the business.
Very hard. Like I'm trying to groom my son. He's doing like production. He's going to Mercy, and he's doing all that stuff. He's a beast. You know, he's great behind the decks. Is amazing. And then in his production skills, he's getting really good and stuff too. But then I'm also teaching him the business, to have tough skin, because
it is a business. At the end of the day, you got to make a
100%.
profit. But you do a great job. Everything you do. Thanks for coming on the show.
No, I appreciate it, man. And thank you, man. You guys are great. Anytime I call you for anything, you always help me out.
We try
You always
to
help me out.
support. Yeah.
But I still got that lot, so we got to do something
We're
with
do
it.
something with that. Well, tell the audience how they could get you, your social media, your Instagram.
On my social media, it's DJ Serg NYC. That's on Instagram. My music app, it's free. It's DJ Serg NYC. You can download it. Just ask for an email, and that's it. And then www.djsergentertainment.com for all your events, parties,
weddings,
you can see everything. Yeah, weddings,
Sweet 16.
We do it all.
We do it all. He does
exactly.
It all.
We don't turn anything down. The smallest thing brings the biggest thing.
Right.
That's what
Serving
everything.
the client and
100%.
getting that whole client relationship.
How many times we did your wedding? Then we did your daughter's Sweet 16. We do.
We do
all that stuff.
Yeah.
We do.
And you do events.
Exactly.
You come to. You're always there to support.
All
charities and
yeah,
it's great.
100%.
But
100%.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man.
Stay
Thanks
well.
a lot.
Joe Cosentino, Coffee with Cosentino. See you next time.